What's up YouTube, it's Nebros. We're back with another Rev Says Desu reaction video. I saw um, it's a title, This Corn Recovery Coach is Effing Evil. Um, rather interested to see what this is about, so let's just get into it.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So today we're going to be talking about a particular YouTube
I
channel
got
that is
lunch, so
ridiculous for reasons that will become very clear in just a moment. And due to the subject matter we're going to cover, this video will likely get bonked by YouTube, so becoming an engaged viewer by liking, subscribing, or commenting on this video will help get the message out there. This also makes you an engaged viewer, which means your view will actually count. This is a new system on YouTube where you can watch a video in its entirety, but if you don't do those 3 steps, or at least one of them to become an engaged viewer, your view might not count.
yeah, do the same for me. Low view counts on my videos of late has got me feeling pretty down in the dumps. But yeah, moving on.
So let's do one of those and help spread the message, because what's happening here is insane. Over the years, I've talked about hundreds of content creators, channels I disagree with, channels that I think might even have some messed up rhetoric. But there are some rare times where the channel we're talking about is just, they gotta go. Like, this is another example that this channel has gotta go. What they're doing is so predatory and insane, they do not belong here. So here's the channel we're talking about today. It's called Fight the Beasts, okay? And this channel explains what the beast is in a pinned video, which will be ironic for many reasons in just a second. But the beast to her, or was, addiction to adult content and acting upon that. She sells.
Okay, so addiction to pornography is a thing, and it does have massive side effects and really bad ones too. There are a lot of guys out there who can't actually function because of the addiction. So yeah, it's a thing, but I'm dubious about a YouTube creator teaching people how to deal with it.
Herself as a coach that will help you heal from an adult content addiction. Okay?
I dread
And
to
this is
see where
something
this is
she has
going.
campaigned on. This is something she has monetized for many years, and she has described that she has helped hundreds, if not thousands, of men try to get over this addiction.
It's also worth noting that most places who claim to help with an addiction don't actually help with the addiction. They don't rid you of it. They just teach you how to cope with it because there's money in you having the addiction.
So if you go to her links page, you might be confused why this coach fighting this sort of addiction has some standard links right here about people trying to quit, but also has this link saying not interested in recovery with
There you
spicy
go.
emojis around it. And to answer your first question, yes, it's a link to her OnlyFans pages. And to
Oh
answer your
dear
second
God.
question, yes, one of them is paywalled with full-on pornography that she's posting. Okay? I cannot sugarcoat this enough. This is some of the most
What did I just say? There's definitely a hook.
vile content and choices I've ever seen on YouTube to basically captivate this audience that for years and years, we're going to help you get through your addiction to adult content, and then to turn around years later and basically say, you probably will never beat this, so let me sell you my adult content instead.
Yeah.
Basically trying to trap all these people in a net she's been collecting for years to financially benefit herself by feeding into their addictions that they were trusting her to help them beat. That is diabolical.
Well, no. If they're clicking on that link, then they're not trusting her to help them beat it at all. They're beating something. Let's just say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and you can see like the descent. Like recently, you can see posting the OnlyFans and why she left religion and all these things. Then you scroll down to like a year ago, right, where she's giving tips on how to beat this addiction. But now she's basically telling you, pay me to feed into it. That's how insane things have gotten. And recently she went viral, and this is how I noticed this account in the first place, because of this post she made 3 weeks ago. You can see it's going really well right now. It's titled, From Porn Addiction Recovery Coach to OnlyFans. What broke me? And it's so ironic she describes it as what broke me, because clearly something was.
Yeah. The what broke me part. What's a bit she got tired of dealing with men and is going to blame men for it. How much you want to bet? I'll take odds. 3-1.
broken over the past year or so that led her down this insanely manipulative and disgusting path where she's trying to monetize the people she was attempting to help for years.
I'm honestly so scared of making this video, and I will cry. Not because I think that I'm in the wrong, but most of you won't understand. As the title of this video said, after 5 years of teaching porn and sexual addiction recovery, I created and launched an OnlyFans. That decision has hurt a lot of people tremendously. People have told me that they had panic attacks, that they've cried, that they felt sick, that they were shaking, and I feel terrible about that. But I need you to trust me in a way. Understand that this decision was made very, very carefully. Understand that I have my reasons for what I did.
Money. That's the reason. Money.
Yeah.
She is charging a.
So, like, what did she say?
Decision was made very, very carefully. Understanding, and I feel terrible.
Oh, damn. Okay. So what I've just noticed, if you know anything about Dr. Paul Ekman's body language reading and facial expressions and stuff, I've just paused where she's saying she's feeling terrible. And I want to point something out to you. Look at her face. There is no remorse on that face. And then you have the one-sided shoulder shrug. And the one-sided shoulder shrug is an indicator, it's a classic gestural slip that indicates she has absolutely no confidence or belief in what she's just said or about to say. More to the point, let's actually slow it down. Maybe 0.5 is fine.
Terrible about that.
Yeah, she really looks like she feels terrible about it, doesn't she? Let's slow it down even more. Okay, we can only go. So we'll go back. I want to go back a couple. Now, watch it without the sound. And actually, I want to get my mom in on this. Have a squiz here. So here she's talking about how she helped people with porn addiction recovery, and she's now started an OnlyFans, and many people have come to her saying that it's hurt her, that they've cried, you know, panic attacks or anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And she feels really terrible. Now watch, you won't be able to hear, but there's no sound going, and that's on purpose.
Oh yes, she feels really terrible. Look at that grin on her face.
Look at the grin. Look at the grin on her face, just, and watch the shoulder.
Yeah.
There you go.
Classic arm, shoulder shrug.
Yep.
And she is so
She's,
confident
yeah.
about it.
Look there.
Oh yeah. Look at the smile on her face.
Look how terrible she feels, everyone. She feels horrendous. That's why she can barely control her jubilation. That's just what I'm getting from what I know of reading people. So she's lying through her teeth here.
But I need you to trust me in a way. Understand that this decision was made very, very carefully. Understand that I have my reasons for what I did.
Look at
Money. That's the reason.
Again, sorry, I'm like a stuck record here, but look at the shoulder. Watch the shoulder. That's classic indicator. She doesn't have any confidence in what she's saying.
Money. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Money. She
Money.
is charging
That's the
a
reason.
very
Yep.
large sum for people to get into that page. And if she thought this stuff was so helpful, wouldn't she just give it out for free? Right? Like she's trying to paywall this for her own enrichment. And on top of that, like you can hear the coping. There's a level of self-awareness here where she's like, you know, I'm so sad about this. I was so scared to post this. And I've heard a lot of people like, yeah, no kidding. People trusted you. They confided.
Except that we've just seen through actually reading her body language, she wasn't scared. And actually, I want to go back to that the start of that video.
People she was attempting to help for years.
I'm honestly so scared of making this video.
I'm honestly so scared of making... Yeah, she looks absolutely terrified, doesn't she? She is terrified. Even her eyebrows, there's no fear on her eyebrows. There's no concern, and you can just barely see it, the wrinkling around the eyes. That is a genuine smile. But she's terrified, guys.
Video addiction, they felt very
people to get into
Like,
that page.
damn.
There's a level of self-awareness here where she's like, I'm so sad about this. I was so scared to post this. And I've heard a lot of people like, yeah, no kidding. People trusted you.
Do you honestly think she cares about the people who this decision has hurt? She's making bank.
They confided in you. They paid you for help to break their addiction to this cycle. And now you're feeding into it and monetizing it. That is so disturbing. It turns out the beast was her. She was the beast all along. And she's been playing people like a fiddle for years. And yes, to this woman, you are wrong. You set people up for failure. You try to help them, quote unquote, try to help them, and
well, look, playing consummate devil's advocate. I've never seen her before, so I don't know. But maybe her recovery courses actually did work. But it's kind of weird to be in that kind of market, and then flip at 180 and decide, okay, I'm going to make this stuff that that you're paying me to help you to help you deal with. It's very
now
weird.
You're feeding into the thing that is ruining their life just so you can make a quick buck. Now, here's another section of this video we're going to look at where she talks about taking ownership.
in the new link in my bio. You can go scroll down and it says, I don't want to quit porn. And then there's a page and it says, what do you want? I don't want to quit porn. I do want to quit porn. You have that choice, okay? And I think that's a very important choice for men to recognize. I have worked with so many men that deep down I knew that they didn't want to quit. They just didn't want to feel guilty anymore. And it's very hard. I've worked with some men for months, even years, and I'm just like, they're not.
That shoulder shrug, man.
They like what they're doing. And I want those people to just take ownership. The world is extremely complex. There's a lot of nuance here. I think we really need to stop.
Now, you might think the fact that she's not looking into the camera is an indicator of lying. She's actually telling the truth here. And looking away is just a way for her to keep her brain in gear, right? But I don't see any deception here. That shoulder shrug bothers me. Oops, I pressed the wrong button.
Stop blaming the porn industry. Stop blaming female creators. And so I literally threw myself out there. Literally saying, what? You're going to blame me? The one that you respect the most, you're going to blame me? Well, a lot of people lost respect for me, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, don't blame me. That content, I'll put it out there. You still have the choice. You can book a recovery call with me. You can book a coaching.
Okay, I understand her logic here, but hey, alcoholic, here's a wine cabinet, or here's a bar full of all your favorite vices, and I'm locking you in the room with it. You don't blame me for the fact that you then go and partake. You have the choice. Of course he's gonna take it.
Call with me. Or you can, like I said in my TikTok video, sink your ship. Like, that's up to you, bro. Like,
yeah, alcoholic in a bar. That's up to you, bro.
You gotta decide, like, which force is stronger in your head. I mean, the porn's out there.
Addicts don't have that level of willpower. I'm sorry, but they don't. That's why they're addicted in the first place.
There's plenty of it. I'm just saying, look, the choice is yours. I'm not fighting the industry. You're fighting the industry in your own head, and you have to decide what you want. You're fighting yourself.
This section is crazy, right?
Yeah, her logic is totally flawed.
She keeps asking over and over again, what do you want? Okay, ask a crackhead what they want. Hold up a job application and potential sobriety, and then put a brick next to it. I think I know what they're probably going to take in most cases. That is so stupid as someone who is trying to convince people that what they were doing was harming them and self-destructive, and then to turn around and just say, well, what do you want? Yeah,
it's your choice.
And then she goes, well, to help with that choice, I threw myself out there. And now you're going to blame me? Someone who you hold up on such a pedestal? Like, she tries to literally guilt trip and shame these people into feeling like they have to support this new treatment.
Yeah, like she's not doing anything wrong. And actually, I suppose she's not doing anything wrong. But the framing of it is really, really weird because she's framing it in like, um, my clients wanted help with dealing with porn addiction, and but I always got a sense that they weren't really into dealing with it. They didn't really want to, so I'm now just giving them the choice, and it's not really my fault if they continue and whatnot. Yeah, sure, they'll get it anywhere else if you don't provide it, but you don't have to be part of the problem, right? Which is exactly what she's gone and done.
saying that in quotes, and she's trying to basically make herself out to be some sacrificial lamb trying to save all these men she supposedly cared so much about, while literally feeding into the thing that they wanted to rid their lives of, right? And she couldn't even help herself, right? She's not just going for this new OnlyFans angle of her treatment program. She was also doing so while shilling recovery calls and coaching.
Which again may have been actually beneficial and worthwhile to look at. Maybe she helped a couple guys, but yeah.
Like, don't worry. You might go on to the new page and you'll relapse and have an issue, but if that happens, don't worry. You could always pay me more for a recovery call.
She's basically playing both sides at the moment. Unless the OnlyFans is her full-time gig now.
Yeah, why do you need those services if none of these things are self-destructive in any sort of a way? And she uses the justification of, well, it's all out there. You know, at one point she talks about like the adult industry and how terrible and awful it is, but what she's doing is totally like fine and whatever. But she tries to say like, this stuff's out there, so what's the harm in me jumping in? Well, that's like someone saying to a drug addict, like, dude, what's the big deal? There's so much
It's kind of like the building's on fire, so I'll just throw petrol on it.
out there already. And making it even worse, this would be like their recovery therapist saying it to them and then offering them some directly and saying, not only can you do this and I'll help you do it, you shouldn't feel ashamed. That is a common theme throughout the video. We're not playing the whole 28-minute video, don't worry. But she talks over and over again about shame and guilt and how you should never feel those things. And she genuinely believes that it's not the content, it's not the addiction, it's the shame. That's the problem. People feeling guilty. That's
I mean, I get that.
There's
Yeah.
no reason to stop making this stuff. It's
Look, in my research on porn addiction, it's basically an all-consuming thing. Addicts suffer an inability to actually do very much of anything without thinking about it. And in some cases, it actually, the urges that come of it they come at the expense of all else, right? They literally, they got to go rub one out before doing pretty much anything, right? And even while doing it, even while doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing, their own gratification is on their mind. So, yeah, it is a problem, and it can. I totally get where if guys feel shame about it.
clearly not harmful. It's like literally insane. And she even tries at many points not just to say you shouldn't feel guilty. She's saying basically this stuff isn't wrong at all. And that a lot of men, well, they don't want to quit this thing even though they're addicted to it. Like the fact that she's called, you know, fight the beast, and now we're saying like she's like the beast. I can't help myself. Like 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of lights.
Yeah, I've got a different one. Perhaps you'll know it. It's from the Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, The Drumhead, and Worf was talking about Admiral Satie, who turned out to be on a bit of a crusade, and so he laments that he didn't see what she was, and that he'd actually helped her. And Picard says to Worf, um, "Villains who twirl their moustaches are easy to spot. Those who cloak themselves in good deeds are well camouflaged." Yeah.
What she's doing with this new arc, she is trying to normalize and even profit from these self-destructive behaviors. She's trying to convince these people who were once seeking help to now normalize and even encourage them to engage with this stuff for her own monetary gain while she's trying to act like she's doing them a service, that she's
Yeah.
sacrificing herself and her time and her energy to help them out with this new endeavor. This is so beyond diabolical. I can't even believe this is real. Now she's going to get into some bullet points about her new radical treatment method, and it's just as insane as you might have thought.
Okay,
Oh
so
God.
here's a couple bullet points on just what the new program is going to look like and what I feel called to teach. First one is rewiring sexual arousal patterns for freedom and self-mastery, not just through denial, but through rewiring. The next one is rebuild
Rewiring through rewiring. Okay. Very comprehensive.
sexual vitality and pleasure sensitivity. Like, who doesn't want that? That I want. Everyone wants that.
Huh?
Through denial, but through
Sorry, I didn't catch that last
rewiring.
part.
The next one is rebuild sexual vitality and pleasure sensitivity. Like, who doesn't want that? That I want. Everyone wants that. The next one is I'm going to take aggressive measures to help people shift out of shame cycles. I think this is extremely important. So important.
I think shame is a useful emotion to feel, especially in this day and age. So I don't think it's all that useful to get rid of it.
That I was willing to maybe mildly destroy my own life for it. I did what I had to do. Like, I literally was a human sacrifice for the idea
Oh
of
dear
please
God.
stop shaming yourself. And I hope I shook a lot of people. And I hope you are more at peace now.
Oh
Some
my
will call
God,
me
what a
villain,
martyr.
Some will call me a hero.
Every single one of these is just like the most desperate attempt to legitimize what she's doing and rationalize it as well. And she starts with that whole rewiring process. I don't know, man. That sounds like some commie gobbledygook to me. Like, rewiring, how are you going to do that? You're going to rewire them? And at different points in the video, she basically says, like, your brain's already been completely, like, screwed. Like, it's been changed so much by this addiction. Like, you basically are completely cooked. But then she's like, oh, well, don't worry. Don't worry about anyone else. I can rewire your brain. Like, that's absolutely crazy. And also, you know, she's
Is she a licensed therapist or like psychologist or something? I don't know. But if she isn't, she's probably going to end up doing a lot more harm than
spends
good.
a lot of the previous clips saying, like, this is optional, this is voluntary, you don't have to do this. But then she talks about some of the benefits of this, and she says, who doesn't want this? Everyone does. So she's literally making it clear that she wants everyone to engage with this stuff, no matter what's going on. And oh my God, the Messiah complex.
Oh yeah.
Again, about sacrificing herself to end the shame of everyone else. Do you see, like, the metaphor she's going for here? It's again, it's
Yeah.
just diabolical.
What a martyr.
Okay, she is basically saying, I'm going to sacrifice myself for financial gain, and you're going to see me
I'm going to ruin my life for financial gain. Yeah.
as the hero at the end of all this. I mean, bro, they couldn't write an anime villain like this. This is so corny and ridiculous. But we kind of find out, I think, through some slips here, like, why this is happening, and it makes it even more shameful. Basically, she describes this section as letting go, but it's more like giving up.
Another thing that I needed to
Well, giving up, that's exactly what I thought. How do you go from helping people break their addictions to then creating content to fuel the addiction? Isn't that called giving up?
personally do is I needed to let go of trying to control men. It was a very hard job.
You're still trying to control men, just in a different way.
It wore me down. It was exhausting trying to constantly carry men. Men are supposed to be the leaders. Okay?
Oh, for God's sake.
I, as a feminine woman, cannot carry men and their problems. It is not my job to tell men what to do. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the energy.
Then you shouldn't have started a program to help people in the first place. What are you talking about? You can't get into something and then be like, oh, this is actually too hard and I don't want to do it anymore. At least, well, you can, but don't blame the people, don't blame your target audience. You know?
I
Damn,
just don't have
man.
the energy. If you want to quit, quit.
What
If
did you
don't wanna quit,
think?
don't. I'll tell you how to do it, but I'm tired of trying to convince men what they should be doing. It just was emotionally very hard. I think every man needs to decide for himself. And now what I'm doing is I'm just holding up the mirror and I'm saying, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What side of this do you stand on? What's going to bring you joy? I want to force you into.
Hey, alcoholic, what do you want? Do you want the bottle or do you want to actually be able to live your life outside of it? What do you want to do? What'll make you happiest? Is she stupid?
To your logical brain here. I want to.
Addicts are not logical. They're not logical. Why? Oh, this woman, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Help you to understand that you have a say, you have power over your life. You don't have to let this control you. You can make the choice that makes you happy, but take full ownership.
Hey, she had me in the first F. Am I right, fellas? Okay. Jokes aside, it goes off the rails real quick there. Basically, she tries to say over and over again, it's up to the man to decide.
Yeah, just
Wait,
like it's up
what?
to the alcoholic and the
Like,
drug addict
why
and
were
the
people paying you
yeah.
this whole time? Like, you were coaching people for years, probably making a lot of money, and now you're just saying, well, it's on you, dude. Like, it's up to you, bruh. What do you mean? You're basically saying it was like pointless to ever seek out help over this stuff. It's such a defeatist and really
Yeah.
awful thing to say that it's just kind of like if you want it, you can get it. If you don't, you don't. It's really that simple, guys.
It's
And
not
she keeps asking.
yeah, it's not actually a stretch to turn around and say she gave up. Especially with her bullshit reasoning. Oh, it was too hard and draining, and I didn't want to be the one to tell men what to do and how they recognized that they recognized they had a problem. They came to you for help that you were offering in the first place, and now you're just like, no, it's on you. You decide what you want to do. They already made the decision. You're now just yanking the carpet out from under them.
And like, what do you want?
Stupid cow.
What do you want? And she talks about like thinking logically about this, and she really
Because
kind of
addicts are
like makes it
logical,
clear.
yeah?
It's like, what makes you feel best in the moment? That's like this animalistic instinct that separates us, right? As
Yeah, what makes you feel best in the moment? Well, for a drug addict, it's getting his fix. For an alcoholic, it's the drink, you know. So for a porn addict, it would be beating his meat or her meat flaps. I don't know.
as a species, we have at least the capability in most cases to understand like, yeah, there might be a lot of things I want, but acting on that all the
Sorry,
time
taking a
would be a
screenshot there.
really bad thing. People would act on what makes them feel best in the moment their entire life. You know where they end up? They end up in prison really quickly. This is
Or
a
dead in a
super
ditch
dangerous
somewhere,
thing to
yeah.
say to anyone, especially someone who has an addiction like this. But guys, don't worry. She wraps this off.
Yeah, and there's a documented correlation between of escalation from porn addiction to sexual crimes, because eventually the pornography doesn't do it for them anymore.
With a absolutely stunning closing statement, her final message filled with more tears and more
Crocodile tears.
I don't even know. I'm at a loss here. Let's just listen to her fight against the beast and how she's reflecting on everything she's done and the road to the finish.
Look at his
And
face.
finally, I want people to have an exciting, healthy relationship with themselves and their sexuality. Take away the shame, love yourself, love your body, love your sexuality, honor it, respect it, be excited about it, and learn to make good decisions with it. Maybe my
Okay, so there was no deception leakage there, so that part's at least true, at least as far as I can tell.
my final emotional message here is that
Oh, my final emotional message, but I can't stop smiling.
although I loved fighting the beast, I realized that the beast was not the industry, not urges. The beast was deeply hurting people. I think my greatest sin in this whole process, the thing that I regret the most, is that I wasn't fighting, while I thought I was fighting the forces of evil, while I thought I was fighting the devil, so to speak, what I was really fighting was broken people and in some ways making their hurt worse.
Oh
I think there'd
God.
be hundreds, maybe thousands of calls at this point of people telling me, I'm so sorry I relapsed. No one did. No one should have to tell me that they're sorry for relapsing, that they're sorry for being broken. I'm not a priest that you have to confess to. I'm a friend that understands your want and hurt. My goal from now on, moving
Oh dear
forward, is
God.
not to tell people that they're not good enough and to tell them that they should be better. It's
If you're so they have this porn addiction and your method was to tell them they're not good enough? Gee, why do they feel shame?
to give them what they're truly lacking, inspire them to seek it out in real
To give them what they're truly lacking and inspiring them to seek it out is not starting an OnlyFans isn't going to do that.
life and to help them believe that they can.
Yeah, guys, she loved fighting the beast, the devil, as she saw in many cases, but turns out, number one, you can't win, I guess, and also it turns out, well, she's the beast. Yeah, she's the beast.
Yeah.
She's the one who told you what you're doing for years and years was wrong and you needed to fix it, and then she's the one to turn around and feed you the thing that you're addicted to and that you were convinced was ruining your life. And it's not just anyone doing it, it's the person who is helping you, quote unquote, helping you all this time. And she describes herself as a friend. Back up. Okay, a little weird, a little parasocial, and also in another portion of the video, she describes how many of her clients would develop feelings for her. And she even said too many of them. And it's like, it seems so grossly parasocial, not just now, but it's always been that way. Like, I really cannot believe the dynamic going on here. And she also has this quote about, like, she believes in you that, like, you can seek what you want and you can get it. And we're
Yeah, what an addict wants is their vice. That's what they want.
talking about an addiction to adult content. What are we saying? Like, what kind of a twisted, insane message is this? I cannot believe this is a real sentient human being. I don't know if this is,
I can.
I have a feeling, but either this is incredible stupidity and hypocrisy on levels you can't imagine,
Yeah,
or this
that's
is
probably
just
it.
true diabolical actions at play here. I don't really
It
know
could
any
be
other way
both.
to break this down. But for now, and don't worry, there's a lot more to go into with their channel. There's a lot of yapping, a lot more crazy stuff to get into, but that's enough for today. As
Yeah,
always,
I've
feel
had
free
about
to
as
share
much
your
as I
thoughts
can
on today's
take. Thanks,
topics
Rev.
in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so she's just crazy, is all. She's just crazy. She gave up, and I wonder about how effective her recovery programs were in the first place. So, um, I think that's going to be it for me as well. Thanks for watching. Link to the original video will be down below, and Rev's probably got a link down to her video if you want to go watch absolute craziness. But yeah, that'll do it. Take care, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.